Hi guys, Rose here with the Cackling Moon. This is going to be a client's past life reading, so I'm just going to clear my table a little bit. We're going to use the tarot, the tarot of vampires for your reading. I really love this deck. I think it's so beautiful. So we'll be using the tarot of vampires, and it's a 5-card spread. So let me get this. Yes, a 5-card spread. And I got a question from my client. So they said, "Hi Rose, I've been researching astrology lately and learned more about my South and North Node and how the South Node represents where we are good at in my past life and what comes naturally to us. But the North Node represents where we should be going out of our comfort zone. I have a Scorpio North Node, and I'm kind of wondering how my past life brought this out to be who I was in a past life and what my soul's purpose is in this lifetime." So that is exactly what we're going to be finding. Blah, 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 blah. I feel like I can't talk. I've been doing so many videos this morning. So I feel a little tongue-tied, so I apologize. That tends to happen when I talk too much. I get itchy throat and I just get tongue-tied. So anyways, let's focus on your past life. Okay. So we'll begin with you in your past life. And I pulled the 6 of Knives. Ooh. So male energy here, definitely. And I feel like a male who has a lot of really psychic and also close to like death-like energies. Now, I'll explain that better, but the death energy is because he has this beautiful crow or raven sitting on his shoulder. But to me, the feeling I get is that this raven represents death, okay? But there's whispers in his ear. And I feel like just the look of him is so kind of like he is a communicator of the dead, but also that he works with the dead in a way. So like they're his friends, they are his companions, that kind of thing. So I'm getting that vibe of a spirit talker, spirit connector, a paranormal investigator, like that kind of feeling. But I'm also getting the vibe of somebody who just works within the darkness. Not in a bad way, but just in a way that he's comfortable dealing with the dead in that form. So, male energy for your past life. So definitely you were a male in your past life, but I also feel like you were very connected with death. Okay. Did this freeze? Hopefully that didn't ruin the video. Oh my gosh, I don't know why my laptop does this. It's been doing this lately where it freezes and then it goes. So I deeply apologize. Okay, number 2, the environment of your past life, and we have the sun. I love it. Now the fact that I'm not even going to read it based on the general meaning, but look at the card. You have the darkness meets the light. There's romance, okay? It's like a human form kissing the demon. That is powerful. Let me see if this will focus so you can see it. It's a beautiful image. Come on, there we go. Beautiful. So the environment of your past life, I feel, is the reminder to have to remain in the light because you were working with the dead, remaining in the light, but also I feel like this was forbidden romance too, okay? So maybe perhaps falling for somebody who was dead, or who was not of the light, that kind of thing. But I feel like the environment is needing to have that reminder that the light is there as a healing mechanism, passing on the spirits that were dwelling in the darkness, which is what I feel like you would deal with, okay? So passing them on into the light. But I also feel like in the process, there was a spirit that maybe you were very, very close with. Okay. Very interesting. Your soul's purpose we have the Queen of Skulls. So definitely I feel like there was a romance there. The Queen of Skulls, and I love it, it's the Queen of Skull because skull, it can be representative of death as well. And I feel like this forbidden romance was of somebody who was already passed on, but you were able to see their spirit. So this is the thing with you, is that you were able to communicate with the dead. You were able to see them, okay? But I feel like you allowed your heart, your matters of the heart, to get involved, and you fell for a spirit that had already passed on. And the fact that she's not in the light, I feel, is maybe that's why the Sun card popped up, because it is a reminder to you that you were supposed to pass these people on, but because you allowed yourself to be romantically involved with a spirit, instead of passing them on to the light so that they could move on with their life, you didn't, because you had this romance with her. So it's amazing how the cards like unfold a story, and I swear it's like drama, like it's it's like a drama or a novella, like when we're pulling the cards here for the past lives, but that's totally what I'm tapping into. So I know it sounds crazy. I'm sure it sounds crazy to you, but that's what I'm seeing. Number 4, a lesson that you learned. We have the Five of Skulls. Yeah, the Five of Skulls is, to me, this is like the lesson of that. Obviously, there's going to be the feeling of regret, the feeling of, you know, when you go against the rules, there's always consequences, okay? So in this image, we see like the werewolf that had already taken a bite out of what looks like this woman. I'm going to read that as that you knew, it's basically kind of like you knew that this wasn't meant to be. You knew that this wasn't going to work out, but you chose to be in this relationship anyway, even though you knew the outcome. So I feel like the circumstances where you were eventually going to be losing her, okay? So it was the lesson that you learned was that you guys are on different realms, falling for a spirit that has already passed, whom you should have passed to the light. You used for your own personal feelings and your cravings and love and just being selfish. She did not go on into the light, and so I feel like eventually this was something where she passed on again, or she, you know, you ruined that opportunity for her to go up to the light. And so I feel like there's consequences for that. So that's what I was reading, how I'm reading that one. I'm feeling like it was kind of like a loss again. You know, eventually maybe perhaps she did move on to the light, or she, you know, something happened where the two of you just could not be together anymore. And it was a loss for you because it was like your heart was broken, but it was one of those things where you knew better. You knew better. And then how does this influence you today? So we have the Daughter of Grails. So in this present time, I feel like there's, with the Daughter of Grails, this is the Page of Cups. This is perhaps the difficulty with connection, okay? So this could be the difficulty with connection with people, your emotions. I feel like forbidden love might be a thing for you. Maybe you find yourself in relationships that just don't work. Okay, maybe you find yourself in relationships that are constantly a battle for you, or that are just inconvenient. Maybe you find yourself in a love relationship, but it just doesn't work out for you. It could be the process of broken hearts. But the Daughter of Grails is usually a messenger of like new things to come. It's kind of funny because it's giving me that feeling of the raven on his shoulder, kind of like the same vibe. But I feel like in terms of the way that you communicate love, I feel like it's really hard for you. I feel like it's like you just have a difficulty with connecting with people almost, or you doubt, or you regret. No, maybe not so regret. I'm gonna pull a couple oracle cards. I just feel like there's love has been difficult for you, and I feel I just feel like it's not, things don't work out the way that you want them to, and almost like you feel you're guilty, like you have a lot of guilt in there, and maybe you don't understand that. Whoa. And I'm feeling like that happens because he may have felt a lot of guilt for holding this spirit back from going into the light. So maybe that's like kind of like the same vibration that you're feeling, where you are having doubts about your love and your connection with certain people. Maybe you feel like you're holding them back, or vice versa. But there's a lot of heavy vibes there. Yeah, differences in hope. That's really interesting. Look at this again. The differences card. See how we have the dark and the light? Look at this. The dark and the light. So I feel like this is like kind of karmic relationships for you. That's the word. I feel like you fall in love, and it's usually like the same cycle of type of relationship, or it's like forbidden love, or it's love that doesn't work out. It's maybe complete opposites, different worlds. Maybe you do long distance kind of thing. But whatever the case may be, it's I don't even know how to put into words like what I'm feeling. But I feel like it's just a lot of tragic endings in love for you. The hope card coming up, though, is like telling you like to have more hope and faith in the path, that things will be illuminated. I also feel like with the moon card coming up, and it's like in the darkness, I feel like it's like the moon will illuminate the truth. So I feel like, you know, eventually in time, maybe this reading will shed some light on you, and maybe will help you kind of see things. Yeah, we got the success card. So I do feel like maybe you struggle with love. Maybe you struggle with the relationships, that kind of thing, the connection. But I feel like the oracle cards are kind of showing that there's going to be some good changes taking place in the future, that there's going to be movement in your favor. But I do feel like there was like a past struggle with the relationships, and that does hang true with your past life reading, because it does show the difficulties there. And I feel like you lived with a lot of regret in your past life. So I feel like when you bring that into your present life, maybe you don't know where these feelings are coming from, why you feel so regretful, why you feel like you don't deserve the best, why maybe you push people away, or maybe they push you away, or there's just like, you guys will start off in a relationship and then it's like it dwindles and you don't understand it. It could be karmic relationships because of the way that you dealt with the love that you shouldn't have been in that previous life. And maybe it's kind of like karma's coming back to teach you a lesson in this present. And maybe that's why you're dealing with unfairness, that kind of thing. So it's a really powerful reading when you think about it, because it's almost sad to me, because it's like it's kind of like you have to reap the consequences for your soul's previous decisions, even though that lifetime had nothing to do with you right now. So I feel like that was such a sad message for you. I'm gonna pull just like 2 or 3 more cards for insight on the future, especially with love, because I feel like that's like the prominent message here. And I don't know if you are in a relationship or not, so, you know, I'll try to read it both ways. But as far as love goes, so I love it. So you got the fortune card. That is a karma card. So that's so funny to me that one popped up, because we just talked about karmic relationships. So this is a karma card. So definitely it's like you're reaping the consequences of your soul's previous choices. But also the Wheel of Fortune card will pop up when there's going to be changes. So there's going to be a shift, because you also got the Tower card. Okay. So major shifts and changes taking place in your future with love. If you are in a relationship, this may show rockingness. Okay. If you have been doubting your relationship, this may show maybe the ending of it. If you are single, this can show that things are going to be shifting and changing, and perhaps someone new will be popping in, because you got the Ace of Scepters, which is the Ace of Wands. And Wands card is a card of passion. It's a card of sexuality, fire energy. So I feel like this Ace of Wands is kind of showing that there's going to be new influences, new passion coming your way. So if you are single, there will be someone coming into your life soon. If you are in a relationship, this can mean maybe needing to reignite that flame between you and your lover, to kind of help. Maybe this is like a wake-up call for you that things are going to start going downhill if you guys don't try to make changes right now. So take that into consideration. If you're in a relationship where you are thinking about breaking up with somebody, this may show it will take place. So I could read it so many different ways, but like I said, I'm just giving you an idea for different possibilities because I don't know what your situation is. Usually I like to ask my clients, like, are you in a relationship or not? But because the relationship and love topic came up in the past life, I wanted to do an extra reading for you because I felt like the initial message of your past life was so sad. So I really, really hope, I feel like I was so tongue-tied in your reading. I really hope that I was able to shine some light for you. If you have questions or you would like to give me a review, please send me an email, TheCacklingMoon@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. And thank you so much for letting me read for you. I hope to read for you again. And anyone who's watching, this is the past life reading. Check it out. Click the links below, and I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.